What's going on, guys? Tomorrow we have our first track day in my freshly built S14. Spent the last sort of 6 months building this thing up from a completely bare shell. I can't even express how excited I am for tomorrow. There's a few things we still need to sort out on this today in this video before we can hit the track. In the last video, we got the body kit on, mounted, we got the bash bar done, 30mm spacers all round, the alignment is now dialed. So I'm in the process of making my power steering lines. I've just got the fitting onto the pump there, and I've just put the high pressure fitting into the rack down there. Had a bit of an issue with the fittings themselves. The ones that I got actually weren't going to work. They weren't long enough. They didn't go into the rack properly. So luckily Robbie from JB Fab has saved the day and he's let me use a couple of fittings that he had lying around. I'm just going to replace them when I can. But I've already chucked this 90 fitting onto here. So this is going to go off the pump. I've just measured up how long I need the line, so I'm then going to cut this and put the other 90 fitting onto this end, which is going to go into the rack itself. Anthony's come down to the workshop to give me a hand to sort the last few things that we need to do for the track day. So he's going to start on mounting the gut. Fucking hell. That nearly took my finger out.
My bad.
I was like that.
Oh.
That's all good. So he's going to drill the holes that are needed to go into here and then put riv nut inserts so we can mount the guard to it so it's not all flappy.
Kia ora.
I don't think you guys have actually seen this bash bar on, so it is a pretty simple design. We didn't actually want to make it too structural because back here it doesn't really need to protect much. Everything that actually needs protecting is already protected by this main hoop. So the idea of doing it like this is it's actually got a bit of give in it, so if it gets a smack it's gonna blunt the force while it bends in, and then obviously when metal bends it does weaken if you pull it back out, but yeah, doing it like this also means we can just bend it back out. So Anthony got the rear bash bar all mounted to the guards, sturdy as now, which is good. We've just put the rear tail lights in and he is about to mount the rear bumper. So what we're doing is we're going to put 2 riv nut inserts into this bumper support bar here. So that'll hold it up there. And then we'll drill a couple of holes in the guard and just put a couple of zip ties in here. Again, like the front that I've done with the side skirt, if the bumper was to ever get ripped off, hopefully the zip tie just breaks and doesn't destroy the rear guard. Tail light over this side mounts reasonably good to the body. It's not perfect by any means. But this side, we have a bit of a gap because this has been sort of kinked in a little bit. I just smacked the shit out of it with a rubber mallet to try and get it to straighten out somewhat. Smacked all up in here, but we're not going to get it too perfect. We probably could make it better if I pulled the guard off, but that might be a thing that we do in another video because tonight we just want to get this thing ready for the track day tomorrow. So we've got the rear bar mounted now. This side is definitely not pretty. There's a pretty big gap here. This fender's actually been cut by the looks of it in the past, so yeah, there's nothing we can really do about that, unfortunately. But this side looks a lot better. There's still a little bit of a gap there, but at the end of the day, this is a drift car. It's going to get much worse than this throughout the course of the season. It's going to get crashed up, so we'll just deal with that, and then maybe down the road when we get some new guards and a new bumper, we'll try and make it fit a bit better then. Anthony's just going to move on to getting this sorted. So we're going to put bonnet pins in. He's already put this one in here. He's just about to drill another one there, and then obviously do the 2 over there. And then yeah, this can go on. Finished up the power steering. We've got our high pressure line all good to go. That's on. We've also got the low pressure line returning back to the reservoir here. So yeah, all the power steering system is all done. I've got to change out the plugs now, and then probably in a bit we'll look at starting it up and bleeding the system. Rolled over to the next day. We were running around like headless chickens last night and this morning, getting the car all sorted, but it's here, the rear end's together. It's just warming up the gearbox and the motor at the moment. We've got our catch can in, our lines in. I had to steal Anthony's covers because I forgot to order the fittings for mine, so we got that sorted. Yeah. Car's ready to go, so I'll set some cameras up and get into it. I thought it was B-track, but it's actually A-track version 2. last time I drove this is when I destroyed the gearbox in the last car, so this should be interesting. Got 0 laps in. You guys probably would have been able to tell from that little bit of footage when I was on track that we have a bad miss. We had one at the start of the day, but we swapped out core pack number 6 and it sorted it. Fired it back up in the pits and it was mean, but yeah, when we took it out then we lost another cylinder, so we've unplugged core pack number 5 and yeah, we've figured out it's that one, so we've changed that, so hopefully this has fixed it. Came back in because it's starting to get real bad breakup issues, and it might be a heat thing because it's sort of back on now, but the bottom radiator hose popped off. So about to go back out. We've bled the system back up, radiator hose is back on. I think the boost, the breaking down on boost issue is just the shitty coil pack, so yeah, just them getting hot and then yeah, breaking down. So we'll go out and do a few laps. It's all cooled down now, so we'll see how it is. Eh? It's fucking cutting out bad, and every time you put the gas, like right there, every time I put my foot on the gas, it just dies.
That's what happened in the Laurel when the fuel pump relay came off.
We were having more issues. This time the fuel pump was playing up, and we think it might have actually been a little blocked. So we flicked the fuel pump on, and it was making a horrible noise, but Billy tapped it, and looks like it's cleared it. So hopefully we can get some good laps in now. It's literally been issue after issue today.
Yeah. Definitely air in it. If I put my foot on the gas, it dies.
Issue 4069. You guys can hear this.
So when they're fuck, they've kind of like written it weirdly. I had the VVT solenoid had the engine installed. It's a common problem with most vehicles, but it's actuated by the VVT and fuel management, causing a weird stall. Apparently the TPS sensor had a bad spot. As the throttle passed over the bad spot, not only did it freak the ECU install.
Well, that's it, because it's to do with the TPS, because whenever I do that, it's triggering the VCT solenoid. So maybe, what, so by that, is that saying it's a bad TPS?
Yeah. That's, I was going to say, we try and grab the one out of the Laurel, but that's,
yeah.
Probably one. You can't check it either, can't take it off unless you have a voltmeter. So it has to be a certain it might just be a bad spot on your TPS.
Well, yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. It's
consistently the same spot every time.
It's your TPS.
Well, guys, my TPS is fine. How good. Well, it doesn't stop there. Even when we call it a day and go to pack up, got to take the intercooler off to get the A-frame on. One of the bolts is stripped out. It's literally never ending today.
We need a harder hammer. We got one?
Nah.
Surely these guys around here that have just normal hammers. You reckon?
Yeah, just for the camera. See how that goes.
Good do it, eh? What were you using?
There's a little flat piece over there. Not further over.
This?
Yeah.
That doesn't fit.
Hey?
That doesn't fit on there.
Oh, it might be the bigger one that's in there.
Oh, you got two. So.
Is it working?
No, mate, it's not. What the way is that shit? Just idle it.
trustworthy, with myself sometimes. What kind of drive is it?
Oh, that's just tight, Joel. 'Cause that's in there, eh? Like that's.
Bit of train going on there.
Oh yeah, the whole thing's right down. To
Oh
the
my
base.
god.
Wish we had this on a little bit of steel.
So unfortunately we couldn't get the bolt out to get the intercooler off to get the A-frame on, so I'm gonna have to street drive this home. We'll see how this goes.